I'm Wendy Rahamat and welcome once again to Indigenous Bites. Well, I'm here in Icacos in the southernmost tip of Trinidad and Tobago, and Icacos, of course, is home to our famous wetlands and also to a lot of coconut estates, and this is where it all happens with respect to coconut oil and all the other derivatives of coconut oil. But I'm here with Mr. Ancil Lemessy, and Ancil is a coconut oil entrepreneur. He's got a great story and he's going to tell us all about today how he makes his coconut oil. Thank you, Ancil.
Hi, yes.
So tell me a little bit about yourself. When did you start this business?
Well, 12 years ago, my dad would have lend for funds to open his business.
Okay.
All right, and well, it was both of us. We started the coconut oil in the industry about 12 to 13 years ago. We had those machines that we made. So when we lend, we bought machines from China to help us to increase our production. And we started there with a company by the name of Sandy Point Coconut Processing. A few years after, well, we had more competition growing in Icacos because the coconut is what we have here. So my dad would have suggested to me that, you know what, better you do one side and I would do one thing, because in business we were having two different visions as to where our company should go.
So you started your own coconut
So I started my own business, right? That's 3 years ago. That would have been, when I started on my own, I would have used my personal capital to start my business.
Right.
However, during the COVID-19 pandemic, when it hit, it was very difficult for me to get, the sales weren't coming in as much, and I would have had projects and tasks to complete to ensure that my product reached international standards to be able to be exported.
Right.
And that is where I embraced Len for financing. And Len was very good to me. I was able to get those funds and able to bring my business. Right now, as you would by me, you would have seen there was some construction taking place.
Right.
Right. So that work is still ongoing, and when we are complete with that, I should have my FDA approval from Trinidad and Tobago to be able to export my product.
That's great. Well, sell enough locally too, because you have a
yes,
really good product.
I sell locally, but my intention is to be able to increase the foreign exchange.
Yeah.
So I'm looking to be able to get
Export.
Of
course. So tell me about, so you do two types of coconut oil. You do virgin coconut oil, which is cold pressed. I think a lot of people don't know this, Ancil, and you do the other type of traditional coconut oil.
Yeah.
Now, I use a lot of coconut oil at home. I guess actually it's the only oil that I cook with and fry with, because it has such good properties. It's really good for you with those monounsaturated fatty acids in your system. And it's great when you fry things with coconut oil, because nothing stays in the product that you fry, and it gets really nice and crisp. But take us through the process, because I know you have a really lovely setup and it's really cool to look at the way you do it as an entrepreneur. So take us through that process of where it starts.
Well, the coconut oil starts firstly. I purchased coconut oil from Perseverance Estate and Lavish Estates. Right. So I would purchase my coconut. The coconut will make its way home to my yard.
So you purchase the coconuts in its shell or out of?
I husk coconuts.
So you husk them all yourself?
Yes.
Right.
No.
Okay.
I purchased the coconut husked already.
Oh, okay, already.
So I need to de-shell the coconuts when they arrive.
Okay.
So one, I would request that those coconuts are fresh, no more than 3 days old.
Okay.
Right. So when the coconut falls on the tree, I want those coconuts to be fresh within less than 3 days after they are harvested. And those coconuts are then dehusked, as you would see. And when they are dehusked, they are then sanitized. And
so you have your guys, the dehusking is the cutting and the tip.
Tipping and you
taking it out of the
pairing.
shell,
You pair the coconuts out afterwards. So you dehusk by cracking the nuts and you pair the coconuts. After which we would grate those coconuts just like you would do in your kitchen.
Right?
Yeah, we wash them as a sanitizer indicated before. You sanitize those coconuts, and then you would grate those coconuts just as you would grate the method I use is the traditional kitchen method.
You have a fancy grater.
Yes, well,
if only we could all have that in our kitchen.
Right, that grater can do up to 60 kgs per hour.
Okay.
Of coconuts. So
you do about 1,000 coconuts at a time, you
said?
Yeah,
most days when I do work, we don't work every day, right? Because it's a supply and demand situation.
Right.
But we would work at least twice a week, and at those times we would work between 1,000 to 1,200 coconuts.
Okay, great. So then now you're grating it up.
Yes,
after
we'll
you
grate those
grated
coconuts, after which we would then add water, right, to be able to get the milk out. So the same tradition that we use in your kitchen to extract the coconut milk.
Right.
But I now have a machine called coconut milk extracted machine, where that squeezes the coconut and gives me the passy, as we know it, goes to one end, and the cream comes.
That looks really,
Right.
really good. I mean, I
Yeah.
could just like drink it like that or make
Yeah,
a lot
it's
of
nice
coconut
milk. A
ice
lot of
cream.
people make a lot of shakes and stuff like that with the milk. And you would take that and we would ferment that oil. So we would put that oil into a barrel, that cream into a barrel, and that would now remain there for 16 hours. A maximum
Do
of
you
16
cover
hours.
that or you leave it
Yes,
open?
it's covered. It's covered underneath there, and that room is closed because you want to keep inside of there as warm as possible.
And airtight.
Yes.
So then sort of this frothy brown.
Right, because that takes
Stuff comes
place
to the top?
naturally over.
Right, what is that?
But that's actually the cream. So the coconut would separate into 4 layers. You'll have a light cream to the top. Then you will have the cold pressed virgin coconut oil, or right underneath that cream. Then there is a third cream that sits to the bottom of the cold pressed oil, but sits above the water.
Okay, so all the water sinks.
Sinks to the bottom, and then those heavy fats in the coconut will go straight to the bottom of the barrel. So you will have a gum to the bottom of the barrel, you'll have water, you'll have cream, you'll have oil, and then you have another cream. So we extract that top cream, we would extract the virgin oil.
So the top brownies thing.
I would put that aside, and when I would remove the virgin oil, the cream that remains above the water, I would take that and I would boil that to make dia oil that you would use.
So you use all parts of
all
this
parts
oil?
of, yes.
So this virgin oil that you pull out, that you're pulling out, it looks really good. What happens then?
Oh, and that oil now, after I take that oil from there, I have to send it through a dehydration process.
Oh.
So the oil just remains there, sits on its own for a minimum of 14 days. And after that, I would filter the oil and bottle it, and it's ready for distribution.
So the dehydration is just the oil
It's just the oil sits
in
there
a barrel?
in a bucket there over that 14-day period, and after which you would then filter. So all of the any extra moisture and thing will go to the bottom, because you know that oil floats on water. So if it remains long enough, the moisture goes to the bottom of the oil and the oil remains to the top, and that is what we would
And
filter.
this is your oil, and
That's-
it's like so pure and it smells so good, you know. And for this virgin oil, we can cook with it. We
Yes.
can use it cosmetically as well, right?
Yes.
Just put it in your hair, rub it on your skin. It's great.
And
And
there are a lot of people that would say it helps with
I love it.
with Alzheimer's disease.
Yeah, they say when
because-
you take coconut oil, internally it's very good
It's
for
very
you
good
too.
for you.
And this is the one that you would cook with, like
That's what
frying
Granny,
and things
yes,
like that.
That's what
right?
Granny would have just everything. So what we would usually,
So how do you make this one?
well, the same process, except that I would not take out any virgin oil from it. We would just boil,
Boil everything.
take everything out, leave the water alone, and cook that for about 3.5 hours.
Oh, and then you have
on
to
very
filter
slow
it too.
heat. Yes, after which we would filter that oil, right, to remove any ash and debris, because those things would cause the oil to look different in color, and it will be like sediment added onto your food. So you want to make sure that your oil is properly filtered so that you can have the purest oil possible. And that also helps with the shelf life. I have not had a customer return a bottle of oil and say to me, Mr. Lemessy, your oil is spoiled, it is not working, it's rancid, anything like that.
But tell me, where do you sell your oils?
Oh, well, right now, most people in the markets, right, so in our local market, I started selling oil in the market for myself. I was a farmer's market vendor. So I used to sell in the DB market on Sundays, and I used to sell in the Diego Martin market on a Saturday. However, with the demand for the oil, I have more or less ceased the retailing, and in those same markets, I now sell those oil to retailers in those markets. Right, so I sell to market vendors, I sell to a few people who do cosmetics, people who make soap and hair products and skin products and stuff like that.
So you kind of wholesale and retail.
Yes, I more or less wholesale totally. My mom does some retailing for me, but I'm not really into the retailing business.
So what's your vision for your coconut oils?
My vision for my coconut oil is hopefully to be able to grow the business to the point where I can do soaps, lotions. I can also do everything that can come from coconut oil, right? And everything that can come from the oil. As I was going to show you, when we boil this oil, there's something that the traditional we used to call caca. So people used to take sugar and put in it afterwards and eat for a long time. But that caca is a very good exfoliation for your skin.
Okay.
So you can scrub your skin with that and it will remove. So that can be added to soap and stuff like that. So those are the things I want. The industry has so much potential.
Yeah, it does,
So
and it's very sustainable too.
It's a very sustainable.
Very, very sustainable because you're using not from every
Everything.
part of it, and every part of
it.
there nothing waste at
Right?
all. So you have no waste.
We make cocoa peat with
Yes.
the coconut shell and husk. Then we have the coconut bloom from the branches, right? So the coconut is a sustainable. It is a sustainable venture. So
And I
that's
think,
why
yeah.
I'm
I think well, you're well on your way, and I think hopefully a lot of people will catch on, and everybody will understand
Oh, yes.
the beauty of our local products.
Yes, well, we have foreign competition because we have people that bring oil from Malaysia and all these other areas and bring it in large quantities. But I can tell you, this oil, anyone who purchases foreign oil, taste this oil, it is cheaper than the foreign oil and it is better than the foreign oil.
Yeah.
And you can know that this coconut oil that you are utilizing, you do not know what is coming across on those ships that will take months to reach here. Right, so try our local oil, help our industry, help our community,
You have to
and
push
help
local,
our country. Yeah.
stay sustainable.
Yes.
Thank you so much. It has been so much fun. It's been great being down a nice breezy
Yes.
Icacos once again. So now
Yes.
let's go and cook up something on the beach. What do you think?
Sure.
All right.
It comes naturally to us, unstoppable energy. We share it. We use it to live better. We are manifesting a green and sustainable future. NGC, pursuing sustainability at the forefront of energy.
Well, Ancil, the icing on the cake is always us cooking up a little something. Today we're not going to cook up, today we're going to make a little baked cornmeal muffins. So we're going to do some cornmeal muffins, and of course we're going to incorporate coconut oil as the fat in our muffins. I think Trinidadians, sometimes we think about coconut oil as cooking, maybe frying, stewing, but we never think we could also use it to make cakes, to make muffins, to make cookies, and put it into bread as well. It adds a lot of moistness, and it also is very good for you.
Yes.
Right? So you're going to be the sous chef today, so you're going to do all the stirred up.
Okay.
So here we go. So I'm just going to add the ingredients.
Yes.
So we've got some flour, some all-purpose flour, and we've got some cornmeal, a little bit of brown sugar, and of course some rising agent, baking powder. So I'm going to add some tonka bean to this. You know what tonka is? You want to tell us you like tonka?
I'm not really accustomed to the flavor, but I remember from as a kid.
Okay, so you want to grate some of this up for me?
Sure.
And then you can see how wonderful it smells. So tonka is like a sophisticated, exotic vanilla,
Yes.
right? It's got a lot of depth of flavor and it's extremely indigenous to Trinidad and the Caribbean. And also it's very coveted by chefs away because it's kind of illegal in some places.
Okay.
Because the coumarin that it has in it is has hallucinogenic properties. But of course you have to have it in very, very large amounts, right?
Yes.
So that smells so wonderful. I'm gonna throw this in.
Yes.
You're gonna break some eggs in there for me?
Sure. I'm not accustomed breaking eggs as other people.
That's okay. The objective is just to break them, right?
Yes.
Right, that's all that matters. You cook a lot?
Not really.
That's okay. So, whip those up then. Thanks. Okay, so we've got some milk here. So just pour that into the milk. Great, so you can keep on whipping that inside of.
I've never baked.
Really? Well, this is the easiest thing ever. You can start with muffins because it's like a stir together thing and you've got so much coconut available.
Yes.
Coconut milk, oh my God. Wonderful. So now I'm going to put some of our local flavor in, the best ingredients, Angostura bitters, right? And today I'm using orange bitters.
Okay.
Right, so orange bitters has a beautiful orange flavor, which I think marries really well with the tonka bean and also the cornmeal. So we're going to add some of this to the milk. You want to stir that up a bit for me? Good. So now you can pour about a quarter cup of your coconut oil into this little measure here. So we're using the virgin coconut for this. Okay. So what's the difference? Like, what do you rather, or what do you recommend for cooking and baking?
Well, it's according to what you are doing. Baking and stir frying, I would recommend the cold press virgin coconut oil.
Why is that? For the flavor?
For the flavor, and also you won't damage most of the nutrients in it.
Okay.
Right?
Oh, I didn't know
So you
that.
will get all of the nutrients
Right.
in it, because when you add heat to coconut oil, it loses some of its properties.
Right.
Right? So that's why the cold press is the best, in my opinion. That's
Right.
what I use at all times.
Okay, and then you've got the other one
The
for
traditional
frying and
coconut
things
oil
like
for
that.
so frying, especially frying coconut fry bake. You get that.
Oh yes, well I'm a coconut oil advocate and I cook with it all the time. But now that I know a little bit more about the extra virgin or the virgin, the cold press one, sorry, I would use that. So you can go ahead and pour that in here. Great, so you want to stir this up for me now? I'll take this from you. Great. And that's it, you know.
Wow.
Believe it or not. That easy, right?
Yes.
It is. Well, you can stir very well.
Helping Granny make cake for Christmas
There you go.
to get to lick the pan.
So it's in your mind inherently how to bake. There you go. So that's perfect. The key with muffins is not to overstir
Stir
it
it,
or else they
okay.
get tough.
Right.
So all we have to do now is just simply take our muffin tins, which I've already sort of greased with some butter, and we scoop like so. So you can go ahead and finish up.
You make that look so easy.
Oh yes, it is easy. Yeah, you kind of just want to put a quarter cup so that it doesn't overspill when it goes into the oven and rises. Good job. Can you smell that orange bitters in
I
there?
am.
I can smell it.
Yes.
That's lovely. And the tonka. Beautiful. So this bakes at about 400 degrees for as much as 20 minutes.
Okay.
But of course, I can't find the oven today on the beach, so we're going to check out some that I did yesterday.
Sure.
Ancil, these are the finished cornmeal muffins.
Yes, they look great.
They look great. Would you like to try one?
Sure. Wow. Oh my God.
Are they good?
Very good.